Alright, well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Terre Haute Action Track, a half-mile dirt track in Indiana. Got 50 laps of action tonight, and let's take you here to qualifying. So, while we got 3 minutes to run, let's just go through some things. As it is currently break, I will be recording and or streaming probably through the most of it, so expect a lot of content coming out the next 2 weeks. As well as some more Season 2 stuff is in the works. I'm trying to finalize team owners for Cup Season 2 currently, and then figure it all out. We already got a lot of people in stream. That's nice. It's nice. And it looks like so far, Jonathan Martin has the quickest car in qualifying when they got their first laps in. Go pretty fast around here, only 20-second lap times, especially because it's a half-mile track. Like Kukulon's going to be down the order, and Ricard as well, so 2 Mazdas. But Martin's going to go to pole. Edson had it for a little bit, but he falls to second. Johnson third, and with 2 laps, that should be the order. Yep, that is the order. Alright. So we're going to do a quick run through. We got 40 seconds of time. So there's Jacob Edson. He starts second. Inside is Jonathan Martin. Then Brian McDonough, Mac Johnson, TJ Smith, Aiden Burkhart, Dylan Young, Jake Galloway, Sebastian Kukulon, Luke Rainey, Alexander Rowe, Zachary DeLello, Nathan Ormond, Dale Lightning, Gerard Lessater, Mitchell Collins, Oliver Galloway, Mark O'Hara, Ryan Butcher, Sam Picard, Eli Bright, Stephen Taylor, Diego Yepes, who said in chat that he fell from 7th to 24th, Colton Yo, and Landon Lyons.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's your command to fire up the field of 25 here for the second of 3 dirt races this season here in the Qualcomm series. And interesting race sponsor in Tredegar. Well, they are actually a manufacturing company with a large plant across Terre Haute, basically across the town from this half-mile speedway. So figured have a hometown sponsor. It'd be fitting to have them advertise their name for this race. But 50 laps on the dirt. We have gone green here at the action track and expect them to run all over this place. As you see, already 4 wide here. Edson up on the high side. Not going to do him any good. The cushion is not where you want to be. You want to be riding the inside guardrail. Martin holds the lead as of lap 1. Jake Galloway underneath Mac Johnson for second. And Sebastian Kukulon, who had a poor lap 1 of qualifying. He's already making up ground on the inside. He's going to crack the top 5. And Galloway now underneath Martin for the race lead. Give it to the Brit. Jake Galloway for Bergwald Automotive takes the top spot. And Kukulon now is going to get under another Mazda of Jonathan Martin there on the inside. So 94-92, their teammates. Kukulon may be up there, but Johnson, up high. He might fall back a little bit. Johnson actually hit the wall down the straightaway that time. Saw a little bit of sparks fly up. Back, Jacob Edson basically falling throughout the field. He's going to move back down to the inside and hopefully try and make a charge back up. You need the positions here early. Larry Hagan currently last car out, but Galloway's opened up a little bit of gap to Sebastian Kukulon's going to try and hunt them down. Then half second back is Mitchell Collins, who's trying to hold off basically the rest of the pack here with DeLello forced up high and Stephen Taylor and Landon Lyons underneath him. Looks like all the 60 numbers are all in a cluster here as Oliver Galloway trying to drive up to his brother Jake in the lead. As Oliver currently sits in 6th that time by. Kukulon didn't shave off that much time, but he gapped the pack a little bit. So can the 94 pass the 39? He's running a lower line. Here comes Kukulon. Side by side across the line. Sebastian to the inside this time by. He's going to have it. Clears him off the corner. New leader, Sebastian Kukulon. And if he wins, he's not going to see it because he's in a league race right now, I'm pretty sure. Butcher, that's definitely your end, not mine, because I have no frames dropped. And as you do, Qualcomm's more of a laid-back commentary. So Kukulon leads. Galloway has lost a bunch of time. He's lost over half a second, as now Oliver Galloway's already marched his way back up to third. And Jacob Edson, all the way from basically the front row to last, and now he's come back all the way up to fifth at the line. So Edson has just been all across this field. So now Diego's making his way up. Oh yeah, I couldn't tell you anything about the OMA. Thanks, Diego. And Kukulon's still hanging on to that half-second gap over Jake. And Jake has a half-second back to his brother Oliver. Oliver is a race winner at this series. He won at Las Vegas. Lyon's way up the track that time. He's going to lose a bunch of ground. He could lose it out to Diego here and his teammate Dale Lightning. But Sam Picard, someone we really have not heard much of this season. He's trying to make his way up into the top 10. He currently sits there in 9th. As we're already through 11 laps and only about 4 minutes into this race, too. So yeah, they click them off here at the action track. A definite staple on dirt track racing calendars across the U.S. Now it's got the chance to have some stock cars on it. Looks like Galloway's fallen back a little bit, and here comes Dale Lightning. Got to move underneath that Toyota Camry of Oliver, as Lasseterre's made his way up into third. Another driver that's been fairly quiet this season, as Lightning, trying to run the bottom, has closed a little bit on the 29, as Jake and Stubby just holding about a little even. Jake slipped a little bit that lap, but he's still got time in this race to make it up. Mac Johnson, someone who fell off early. He's cracked his way back up into the top 10, trying to stay there as Oliver forced up high. That's not going to do him any good in the 21. He might fall down the order once again. We look back, there's Brian McDonough. He was up there on the outside line too, now that I remember, and Colton Yost started in the back. Edson and Yepes have fallen as well, as like basically in last is your pole sitter Jonathan Martin. So he had the car in qualifying, but he's not had it in the races. Butcher, DeLello, and Martin are kind of off the back of Orman and the rest of the pack currently. 3 and 4 wide still going on here. TJ Smith in the thick of things, as he's trying to get to the inside of Alexander Rowe here. More importantly, he's got to hold off the 67, otherwise he's not going to have an inside line into the corner. And Smith in the 46 stays high, but Galloway, is he closing the gap? He is very slightly just inching the gap. Points leader, I believe, is Aiden Burkhart, who's currently running... Where is Aiden? Aiden's currently 13th, so he's mid-pack. Oh, Mac Johnson lost his line mid-corner. He slid up. Keeps it together, though. And originally this race was intended to be a night race, but it got rained out and pushed back a day. Which is why we kind of had testing yesterday and the race here tonight. O'Hara running close on Rainey. Rainey's going to slide up the track. Rainey gets into the wall down the straight. And he's going to lose time on the outside. Galloway still not able to close that much on Kukulon, but he has gapped a whole second back to Dale Lightning. So as this race matures, it seems like everybody's starting to get really strung out now. as Yo's next to hit the wall. Middle of the straightaway. Kind of an odd spot. This must be the I&I. We're going to go on board with Mac Johnson here for a couple laps around Terre Haute. Diego, I see your message there in chat saying that this track's amazing. Well, I do have to get it credit. It is this amazing in real life. Especially with USAC Midgets and World of Outlaws running here. But, boy, look who's closed the gap. You kind of saw it distantly from Mac Johnson, and on the ticker as well. Galloway has closed the gap and now is pounding Kukulon. Is he going to pass him here? Underneath him off the corner, trying to orchestrate a similar move that Kukulon did into him through 3 early on in the race. I want to say before lap 10. And now Galloway's going to get him back here on lap number 25, the halfway mark of the race. But the key's going to be, is Galloway going to hang on as he officially takes hold of the lead, but doesn't clear him yet? We're going to see a good battle here. The 94 can fight on the outside, but no one really has all day, and it's going to stay like that. Kukulon drops back a little bit. Hopefully he can stay in Jake's toe, and we'll see the battle here maturing soon. But, ooh, he slid up the track a little bit. He's running a higher line. He's going to lose some time. Sebby's going to be wheeling it here, trying to close back up on the rear end of that Camaro in front of him. How many on our tracks are amazing in real life? I don't really know. It depends, because I haven't really watched a whole lot of races in real life. I mean, yeah, 10. Yeah, I can kind of see that. I mean, Atlanta's really exciting. I know Atlanta 05 Night, especially in this game, is, like, amazing. Back to the race. Kukulon unable to close. He's kind of fallen back that half-second distance. He still has enough time. It took Jake about 15 laps to really catch Seb. So Kukulon may have that, and then he could probably end up using that just to hang on to this win, as we're coming to 20 to go here. Take a look at who has the fastest car. Someone we haven't really seen all day is Larry Hagan. He's fastest with a 20.512 lap time around here, as Mac Johnson here right by Diego, second quickest. All the 40 number cars are fairly quick as well. Diego crosses over on Johnson, who was just inside him a lap or 2 ago. And he's going to take 7th. Top 5 all strung out. Is the 94 going to be able to close on the 39? Looks like he closed that time through 3 and 4, but didn't have it corner exit. Yeah, and he loses about half a tenth. Looking back, we're going to try and find here. There's Larry Hagan. The quickest car, mired back in 16th. Never really had a shot in this race. Get up to the front, as he's going to move past Mitchell Collins. Try and hunt down 64 Zachary DeLello. Everyone still on track. Oliver Galloway, Jonathan Martin. These two are up at the front very early on, and they just fell through. And now that the pack is starting to get strung out, they are just not catching up. Galloway now he's finally found the inside, starting to move up, but Martin's been stuck at the back all race, and so has Ryan Butcher. It's been rough this year for Butcher. It's only race 8 of 25. There's still a lot of season to go, but in a more normal point system compared to the Cup Series, where everyone here gets awarded 25 through 1 with bonus points arranged accordingly. And there's massive gaps in the Cup Series, which is more finish better and you get more points orientated, because there's like I want to say like 100-point gap between like first and eighth, and then it's like eighth to like 20 something. So you're kind of all over the board. If you're consistent, if you're like consistently in the top 15 in Cup, like TJ Hanley is, you're gonna be right in there in points. And if you're consistently bad, like a guy like Austin Delgado, who kind of just has bad luck, you're gonna be down there in points. Kukulon has closed. Kukulon has closed. He's in catching distance. He's where Galloway was not too long ago. And with 13 laps to go this time in the Tredegar 200 from Terre Haute, can Kukulon get around the 39? He's close. He's there. We're going to go on board for this move. Is he going to do it? Underneath him cleanly. Jake still on his outside. Close at the line. Who led? Jake still leads, but there's the 94 moving by him on the inside. Will Jake stay close? That's the key. No, he goes high. The common pattern, he goes high and it's just not there. And that lane change right there, going high in 3 and 4 and going a little bit higher this time. Is this going to cost Galloway the race? To go this time. The gap has opened up. How far will Sebastian be ahead at the line? 2/3 of a second. Galloway might be out of a chance at the win. Dale Lightning and Gerard Lasseter, two quiet performers in this race, as well as Landon Lyons. Landon started last. He's going to get a top 5 out of today as long as nothing happens and Eli Bright stays put. But the top chunk of this field is very spread out. Oliver Galloway, boy, talk about a comeback. He was just last like 5 or so laps ago. Now he's back up in the top 15 now. He's going to try and move around Sam Picard, who should probably feature here, as Sam has earned himself through multiple fan votes a ride in the NASCAR Xcel Energy Cup Series after Teddy Curry was injured in a very monstrous crash at Ontario. The car went high in the air and came back down hard and rolled. So yeah, Curry obviously sitting out the next couple weeks, and as Sam fairly quiet here in the Qualcomm Series, he hopes to turn up the noise in the Cup Series in the number 34 Florida Citrus Mazda. He's got a handful of Hagen behind him, as that's going to be Larry moving to his inside, but Jonathan Martin might not get last out of it. This is going to hurt Aiden Burkhardt in the points, though, as he's outside even the top 20, but Ryan McDonough, too, he's up there in points. He's last on track. 5 to go for Sebastian Kukulon. It's still a half-second gap that Jake Galloway has to itch off of Sebastian if he wants to get this win. Can he do it? Galloway running a lower line. Is he closing? It's tough to see. It looks like he closed a little bit that time, maybe. Just barely closed anything with 4 to go. Time is running out for the Brit. Dale Lightning is going to finish 3rd. No question about that. Order seems to be staying the same through the top 10. Herman and O'Hara, those two teammates may fight, but 3 to go. Galloway is still too far back. Maybe if there were 10 more laps in this race, Jake would get the win, but I don't think it's going to happen. He's really going to need to put in 2 extremely good laps here. That's 2 to go, and Terre Haute fans on their feet, cheering on what's been a fairly exciting race here, even though he probably will not see a battle for the win unless Galloway has a really good 3 and 4 and he has another one next time by. Is he closing? I don't think he is. I don't think he closed that time. Coming by, there's the white flag. Galloway didn't close. It's all Sebastian Kukulon. Through turns 3 and 4, and our 2003 legend. We'll get one here on the dirt, and Terre Haute. Sebastian Kukulon wins the Tredegar 200. Get a flyby of everybody coming off down into the pits. Conclusion of this event. Looks like Eli Bright almost stole 5th from Landon Lyons, but he wasn't able to. Orman gets a top 10. And Aiden and McDonough are going to take big hits in the points. The rest of your results will be here on your screen. After a fairly quick one here in Western Indiana. Everything out and up to good old score 4 for our points standings. Process first. More like a Bristol. Race info really doesn't matter. About 4 lead changes out of all that. Although there was a lot of passing, there wasn't too many lead changes. Official results, even though you've seen them already. And to get you your points standings here. Things on right. Yes, I'm on desktop, so Sebastian Kukulon will take the points lead from Dale Lightning. Actually, with a tie. Kukulon has the tiebreaker with 6 top 10s compared to Lightning's 5. It's 17 points back to Eli Bright in 3rd, who gains 2 on Aiden Burkhart, who slips to 4th. 22 back. Diego makes his way up into 5th. Hagen down to 6th. And Ryan McDonough has fallen and fallen since his early season performance. He's down to 19th, 59 back. That's over 2 races. Mitchell Collins, Steven Taylor, Zachary DeLello still in the back of the field. Edson and Picard fall in points as well, as Galloway luckily gains 7 spots, even though he's still 2 races back. It's very close here in the mid-pack. The entirety from 11th to 22nd, it is very close. Only about like 15, 20 points separate that number, but that is going to do it for our broadcast here from the Terre Haute Action Track, Tredegar 200. Glad you guys came out and enjoyed, and I'm not sure if there will be another stream before Christmas, but it's going to be another Qualcomm, 2 in a row, and they head to the high banks of Talladega. See you then.